This is my 200 follow-up video. I've been on sperm retention, semen retention. This is the video, the follow-up video. Now, if you don't know yet, I do have a 100-day video, a 200-day video, and a 100 follow-up day video. So it's a 100-day video, and it's a 100 follow-up day video, and it's a 200-day video, and this is the follow-up to the 200 days. So, but yeah, this video is going to be so much information. It's going to have so much information jam-packed into this video. You might want to watch it more than once. So I suggest watch it now, then wait a month, watch it again, wait another month, watch it again, and then slowly but surely with time, all of this information, you'll absorb more and more of it. I'm just giving you a fair warning. Yeah, like and subscribe to the channel. Become a fan of Santana, man. Young Santana, real Santana, man. And what I notice is I tend to talk slow as I drag on with my extended periods of talking to you guys, you know, talking to the camera and stuff, and on YouTube. So I suggest you can speed up the video. YouTube gives you that option to speed up the video. But like I said, man, this is going to be jam-packed with so much information. This is my 200-day mark. I am on a lifelong journey of complete abstinence, complete celibacy, and I've taken the oath of celibacy. And if you haven't noticed yet, I take my oath very serious. So I'm just here right now to give you guys just a few bits of experiences. I have some observations, right, some inferences, and yeah, I just want to give you guys like 10 different observations I've noticed so far on my journey. This is for young men out there that's really having trouble with porn addiction, sex addiction, and ultimately my channel is here to answer the question of what happens to a chased man after he decides to go completely without any sexual release for extended periods of time. That's what my question, I mean, that's what my channel answers. So yeah, this is the 200-day follow-up video. I am Santana, man. Welcome to the channel, man. So like the video, subscribe, leave me a comment, man. Thank you guys for the views so far. And yeah, let's get into it, man. Lil Santana. Lil Santana. Shout out YouTube, man. Y'all fuck with me, I fuck with y'all, man. But yeah, man, 200 days, sperm retention, no fap, monk mode, bro. I've been doing this shit, bro. This shit hard, man. This shit is the hardest thing you ever can imagine, bro. And yeah, you guys are tuning in to the lifelong journey of complete celibacy. I am an abstained man. I am a chased man. And you guys are watching it all unfold through this channel. So, like I said, man, subscribe. Big, wait, no, young, no, Lil Santana, Maggie. The first thing I want to talk about is the fact that after extended periods of going without sex, going without any forms of sexual release, is that and after, I'm gonna say it started happening after day 200 plus. It became so ubiquitous that I had to actually write notes and take notes about it. But yeah, man, life has become so fragile. It's become so serious, right? It's like the illusion has become real, right? Shout out Wall Street, man. The illusion has become real. It becomes so fragile. What I mean is that, like, think of a Pokemon character, right? I used to play Pokemon as, you know, growing up as a kid. I don't do it now. I should, shit. I mean, they got more Pokemon now, but one character, right? Imagine this analogy. When you are on day 30, right, of completely abstaining from all forms of sexual release, including porn, including masturbating, when you abstain after, like, I don't know, like I said, 30 days. Imagine a Pokemon character hitting his op, literally punching it, right, attempting to do damage to his op. and he only does like 2% damage because he only been retaining for 30 days, right? Now that I'm on 200 days, I hit my op, right? Imagine me as a Pokemon. I hit my op and I'm doing 5% damage with the same might, right? If I punch all of my might at my op, I'm doing 5% damage, right? When on day 30, I would use all of my might and I hit my op and I only do like 2%, right? And that's what I'm noticing so far. Everything has become so like I've become this giant, right? That like now that if I use all of my strength now to go and focus or concentrate on something like a problem or like building something, right, it takes less and less effort. That's what I noticed, right? So yeah, you can relate it to the whole Pokemon analogy, right? Eventually, this is what I want you guys to get out of it. Eventually, with day 300 approaching, with day 400 approaching, just imagine how much damage you can do to your ops as a Pokemon character, right? If you use all your might at 400 days, 500 days plus, right? So yeah, everything in my life has become so much more, I've become that much more effective, in other words. And that was a major problem for me just 2-3 years ago, just 3-4 years ago, you know. So yeah, keep in mind, fellas, after you approach a certain amount of days, you'll eventually realize how much more effective you become. And that's one observation I've noticed. So point number 2 is that females don't view me as important enough to pursue, right? So in the beginning of my journey, I was low key like on some like urges, like I was like, oh, there's one right there. Oh, she's beautiful. No, why? Like that's how, like, cause I was so like horny and shit. Like I was like, ah. And then I moved to Chicago, and then they're out here. They're everywhere. They're like naked. They damn near naked every fucking where out here. So I low key had to walk around with a condom on in my pants, just walking around, because I was gonna bust on myself. That's how much activity is going on out here. And I've seen some wild shit since I've been out here too. So just imagine me pent up all of this sexual energy, and I'm like, God, they're naked, like, right? In Chicago too, downtown Chicago. So what I noticed is, since females have this just abundance of guys to choose from, it's less pressure on me as a retained chast man. And this is a gift, believe it or not. And I know you guys out there really want to have sex and really want females, right? And that's cool and shit. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, it's more for you, right? But yeah, what I notice is, and let's just take females out of the equation right now. Not only is has females dismissed a rather considerable portion of guys, right? Society has also isolated, ostracized, shunned, and really kicked us out of the circle of society, right? So it's society that's actually taking the pressure off of the chased man. And this is a gift in disguise. And you want to know how I know? Because people like me are actually showing up in their reality. Simple. The reason why, let me say that again. People like me are showing up in their reality. That's how I know. In other words, they have exhausted their ability to ignore rather considerable men like us, like me, right? We've been shunned so conveniently, we've been ignored so conveniently in society that they don't even remember doing it. They don't remember even doing it. And if they do remember doing it, they feel justified. They're like, oh, we treated you this way because you were doing this, and that's why we completely threw you out of the circle. Right? So, and it's crazy because in this world, only the Chaz man would eventually realize this. In this world, this physical dimension, right, is actually the shadow of what's really happening in the realm that really the source world, right, the world where everything is truly happening. This third dimension is only the shadow of that world. So in other words, these guys that show up us in their reality, when we show up, that means they forgot about us. They've exhausted their unconscious mind. And that's what this world is. This is the place where we have thrown away. That's the thing. They've thrown away us. The unconscious mind is actually the place. It's the trash can of the spiritual realm, right? And they've thrown so much away that now the trash is just filled and overflowing, so much so they have to throw the trash in the backyard. And then they have made the backyard the trash can, so they've thrown so much stuff away in the backyard, now it's leaking over into the front yard. And it's showing up in their reality as people like us. You see what I'm saying? So, now I'm not saying we're trash, I'm just saying the thing that they decided to ignore, they can no longer ignore it anymore. They've exhausted their unconscious mind. Now we're showing up as a conscious being. Now we're showing up as consciously aware figures, right? So yeah. And here's my conclusion right here to that particular part of this whole observation I've been making. Why not build so much value for yourself? Why not contribute to society so much so? Why not just enthrall yourself and build endlessly, so much so that not only can they not ignore you, but now they need you. And only a true builder can actually make that type of value, right? And trust me, I am no expert, man. I'm just simply making my own observations here. I am no expert at all. Why not turn that negative energy into a positive energy, right? That's all this whole channel is about, turning a negative into a positive. And the thing is, man, I've tried, even when I was programmed as a kid, I tried my best, I tried my hardest to fit in, but now I don't have to fit in, right? Females have rejected me so much so in my late 20s that I low-key now don't really feel the loneliness like I did, right? And trust me, it's still there, but it's nowhere near as just present, right, like it once was. So the loneliness eventually subsides, and what eventually takes hold is this massive ability to be as creative as I possibly can. Yeah, with all of this rejection, I'm kind of forced to be self-actualized, and that's another thing I really wanted you guys to understand. Once you're self-actualized, you're eventually gonna fight for your loneliness. I'm fighting for my own leisure. I love my alone time and my leisure. Now that I don't have to worry about, oh, will I masturbate today and ruin my whole streak, right? Or is she gonna call me, you know, or is she gonna reply to my DMs? I don't have that. Now that I don't have that, I'm now fighting for my loneliness. I'm fighting for my ability to remain single, right? And eventually you'll guys see in another vlog I did, the hardest part after a certain amount of months of retaining is that it's not, the hard part is not the am I going to masturbate or am I going to release or is a wet dream going to cause me to do the chaser effect. Eventually it's going to be rejecting females. That's going to be the hardest thing, man. And here's a fair warning, if you haven't heard it anywhere else, you heard it from me. Lil Santana, Maggie. The third thing I want to talk about is that in society, as Chaz men, people think we're actually rising socially in the hierarchy of the whole social hierarchy, right? They think we're rising as chased men. Guys that are on the semen retention journey, in the beginning, they're looking at us as guys who've been on the journey for a while, and they're saying, wow, that's the one, they're evolving, they've evolved so high, and they're socially, economically gonna be, yeah. I'm inclined to argue, to make an argument that we're actually not rising socially. Economically, yeah, I won't lie, we're doing very well. Very well. But as far as socially goes, no. Why would I say that? Because think of technology, think of a computer, think of artificial intelligence. Now, artificial intelligence, hell, think of social media. Social media is so advanced, right, compared to the humans, the whole human family, right? We can't completely understand technology such as artificial intelligence, or hell, IG Live, right? You know how I know we're not completely evolved to understand social media? Because murders are still happening on IG Live, on Facebook Live. Suicides and shootings and shit is happening on fucking live. Like, come on, bro. Like, we're not advanced we don't really understand technology like we should, right? So think of technology. That's what's happening with the chased man. We're becoming so advanced within this very short period of time that people treat us like technology. People look at us and say, damn, I don't know how to approach him. I don't know what to do. I don't even know what to do with him. I don't know what to do about him. So the only thing, what I'm noticing with my journey, me personally, is that I'm becoming more of a man of service than anything else, than any other period in my life too. So instead of the alternative, when I'm sexually active, I'm expecting to be served by my female, right? When I go to the restaurant, when I go to, hell, anywhere, I want to be served, right? But now that I'm on this journey, endlessly building, I'm becoming more and more of a man of service. So much so that people actually expect it, right? And it's like, I want to be served. I want to be considered, oh, I'm a master, like wherever I go, right? But like, I can see from a higher perspective, from a higher point of view when it comes in terms of social, right? Because like, people know as a chased man, you're not about to play these fucking games, these emotional games and shit. They know that's how they approach me. And I know y'all know what the fuck I'm talking about, because it's videos out there about this shit. Shout out Not Out of Soul. Shout out Monk Mode Maniac, man. What's his name? Mr. Keep It Simple, bro. They people talking about this shit already. I'm not saying anything out of the ordinary here. You know, you're just getting it from my perspective, from my own word. I'm becoming a man of service. That's what I'm saying. So we're actually declining socially, but we're rising economically because we're providing the most service. We're producing the most. We're becoming producers. We're becoming builders. And that was always my goal. You know, we're becoming very powerful. But with power comes with the responsibility. So with all of this money, all of this power, right, all of these options, right, I can't be stagnant. I gotta completely serve. I gotta provide some type of value, right? So with this journey, you're kind of pushed into building value, not only for myself, but for others. And the more I provide value for others, the more they provide value for me. So, and it's not necessarily socially. Like, I don't buy fucking like shit that's gonna make me more higher status. I provide service. I rise sociably through my work. And that's what's happening in my life. Number 4. What I notice is that the boundaries between reality and the spiritual realm, right, are being torn down by me. out of all the people, right, by me. What I mean is that this, think of a ball of potential, right? Let this ball of potential represent me, my life, and what I represent, what I'm aware of. This ball of awareness, right? This ball of me, this ball of potential is literally shelled in, right? It's surrounded by this egg type figure, this shell. That shell represents what's not happening in my life, right? The stuff that's holding me back, right? My own fears, my own unawareness, stuff that I'm not aware of, stuff that I know I'm not aware of, right? Because you don't know what you don't know, right? And then you know it's something that you know that you don't know, and then it's stuff you know that you know. So that shell represents the stuff that I know I don't know, right? That shell was once upon a time thick before I started my journey. With time, that shell becomes thinner and thinner. Everything outside of this ball of potential is the world of possibility, right? When you look outside of your window and you see the world and you see everything out there you want happening, that's outside of this shell, right? Infinite potential, right? All of possibility that can happen, that's within the realm of happening. That's everything outside of this shell. Now, like I said, with time, as I noticed, while being a chased man, right, that shell becomes smaller and smaller, and eventually it's like what I can see happening is whatever I can think of, it can manifest. It can happen. It's possible. Possibility becomes a lot more readily available on this journey. That's what I'm starting to notice. What's possible, what we would consider success is when preparation meets opportunity, right? So that's considered success. That's considered the process of manifestation. And I've been doing this my whole life and I didn't understand it until now that I have this very clear mind. I can actually put words to the whole phenomenon. And it's books and it's seminars and it's whole industries that's actually dedicated to explaining this process of manifestation. And if you notice, all throughout history, my favorite, Nikola Tesla, he was the epitome of what happens to a man after going extended periods of time without releasing any forms of sexual, by releasing at all, period, point blank, any forms of sexual activity. The sun went down. I have to adjust the lighting here. Observation number 5. A lot of people don't really understand what's happening to us when it comes to our daily interactions with people after we've retained successfully for an extended period of time. What I'm inclined to argue is that when people see us, right, as chased men successfully retaining our sexual energy, what they see is a reptile. Let me explain. What they see is a serpent. They see the very essence of who we are in their mind, right? That's why I said the subconscious mind, they threw us away. They think we're trash. That I was calling us trash. It's they think we're trash, right? I'm speaking from their point of view, right? The ops. I'm not gonna say exactly who, because the majority of people are actually good people, but they're just a part of the system, right? And let's just take it out of, let's just get this out of the way right now. We all know what the system is. Matrix, right? Matriarch, matrix, maternity, mother, the hierarchy of the female, the hive mentality, right? The masses. A majority of people are good people, but they're a part of the system. And I just gotta explain it to you in that particular way. Now the serpent, all throughout the ancient history, right? The serpent was depicted as a snake eating its own tail, right? That And even when they depicted the chased man back then in ancient history, the ancients figured it out, by the way. They depicted the image of a chased man as a serpent emanating from his heart. The heart chakra, right? Whole chakra system from the heart. It all emanated from the heart. And that particular image always represented the electromagnetic frequency emanated from the chased man. Like I said, the ancients figured it out. I don't understand how we, as advanced as we are, we don't even know what electromagnetic frequency is. We don't know what electromagnetic pulse is. We have no idea what electromagnetic frequencies or fields are. And they're all around us. It's all around us. Even within our body. The brain has one, it's two in the human brain, in the human biology. It's the male brain, it's the brain, right? And it's the heart. Now, a majority of people think in terms of input, output, input, output. What school has taught us is to think that way, right? And no offense against the school system, we do need employees, and the school system push out great employees. But the executive thinking man, right, thinks in terms of input, process, output, input, process, output, input, process, output. That's called the trivium. And we don't think like that as employees, but the executive man does. So when people see you, they think in terms of, okay, input, output, serpent, right? Input, output, snake, right? They see us literally as our electromagnetic frequency, not us as human beings. And it's bad, it's sad on their part. It's almost pathetic. I'm not gonna say pathetic because I care about people. I'm a great businessman. I gotta serve my people, right? And I love you guys too. So it's not against the people. It's how they think is who we're fighting. That's our main op as chased men, and especially 200 days plus. And I'm here, I'm on this journey, I'm explaining it to you, I'm giving you a fair warning in the best possible way I can. This is what I'm facing. I'm fighting a different battle at this stage, especially compared to when I was, on day 40, right? On day 90. Now I'm at the point where I can see how people even view me, what they think when they see me. I can damn near read thoughts. And don't think in terms of thoughts, think in terms of energy, think in terms of waves, think in terms of frequencies. Notice every time the ancients depict the snake eating the tail of its own tail, representing higher energy, swallowing lower energy. And that's another thing. When people see you, chances are their electromagnetic frequency is low because they're watching porn, because they're sexually active, because of they're watching TV all damn day. Or when the ancients depicted snakes eating its own tail, it's always spinning in a clockwise motion. It's because clockwise is anything and everything on a molecular level. Notice I didn't say cellular level. On a molecular level means science, speaking in terms of science. Electrons, protons, and neutrons. On a molecular level, electrons of living organisms, right, like us humans, spins in a clockwise motion. All living things do, in terms of rats, trees, all the way down to bacteria. It all spins clockwise. Things that are unnatural, right, or destructive, right, or that causes oxidative stress, such as ionic radiation, spins counterclockwise. So just imagine the clockwise living organism, right, being attacked by a non-organism spinning counterclockwise, and it's destroying the living, breathing thing. That's what's happening when you're dealing with other people's frequency. because a majority of people are really affected negatively. And you spinning positively, that energy just clashes just from stepping inside of the same room with the person. That's what's happening to me at this level, and I'm glad. Luckily, I do have the knowledge and the information to actually put it into words for you guys. Number 6, everyone that attempted to do anything harmful to me has been hurt, right? Not by me, but society, right? Has been hurt by reality, right? And the thing is, on this journey, you're being favored by the celestial feminine, right? The feminine part of all of nature, of all material existence. And you're being favored so much so that reality is almost going out of its way to reveal to you how they're being punished for attempting to do wrong to you, if that makes sense, right? It's crazy. Everybody that has come after me, right, has been hurt, harmed in some way or form. And reality has showed me that they've been hurt. You see what I'm saying? So it's just crazy. And this is just one of the benefits so far. Number 7, I'm able to immediately spot other people that has been watching porn or masturbating, and it shows, it exudes in all of their existence. The social anxiety that they show is like, right? Because that's how I was. I'm able to immediately spot. And mainly, believe it or not, it's always the young guys, the young men, the people that this channel is for, right? And they always somehow tend to like be drawn towards me because they see that I'm not like them, if that makes sense. I don't know, it's just one of the benefits. That's number 7. Number 8, I'm no longer a slave to my sexual urges. Right? It's like I'm saving all of that money, all of that spiritual currency, right? All of that, because the thing is I'm gonna say it, save money, stop saving these hoes. But yeah, man, I'm at peace. Like I said, especially when I first started this journey, it was hard accepting the fact that I am a 100% sexual being, and I will remain a sexual being for the rest of my life. My whole anatomy is made of it, is made from it, it's made to reproduce, right? So why not harness that fact, right, that I'm sexual as a human being, right, as a mammal. Man, I'm at this point in the journey where it's like I'm starting to realize, like in the beginning of the journey, people was low-key sketchy. You know what I'm saying? They was fickle, finicky, shaky, flaky. Now, they low-key trying to get close. You know? But we can't give in. We builders. We create. You know? We're not here to make friends. We're not here to make enemies. We're here to build. You know what I'm saying? So I'm telling you guys, tell them to keep that same energy that they had once before. People starting to switch up. They switch up fast too. You know what I'm saying? They act like they ain't ever treat you. They write you off so conveniently they don't even remember doing it. Tell them to keep that same energy. We building so much momentum that we don't even see them no more. So yeah, that was all of what I got to say so far, part of the journey. Look out for my 300-day mark video. Look out for my 300-day follow-up video. Look out for my 400 days. I'm only doing big days. I'm only doing big numbers because I already been through the process of slowly but surely getting off of pornography. So I'm here to let you guys know, man. Tell them to keep that same energy. That being said, In this life, you are all you have. And don't let nobody tell you that you're not enough, because you are more than enough. I gotta end this on a positive note, man. If you haven't heard it anywhere else, you heard it here first. Lil Mun's a knot.